You're done your Glo-Bus build. But are you fully optimized? This video walks you through how to fine-tune your decision entries and some of the wonderful Easter eggs you can methodically discover inside your Glo-Bus company. It will give you an additional edge. And finally, speaking of gaining an edge, hire a Glo-Bus coach. Link in the description.
So this is my build. I've taken a look at all of the different steps on creating the build, and now there's a final step, which is tweaking the build. It's going through and making sure that each one of these is at an optimal level. And I have to be careful. I have to understand what the effect of each one of these is so that I know whether or not I'm making an improvement or not. Here I have pretty good earnings per share, a phenomenal product R&D expenditure, which I'm quite happy with. I've got a performance quality rating, which is catering to whatever the Glo-Bus user wants. And my credit and image ratings are within what I deem acceptable. So I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'm just going to toggle them up and down to see the effect, the localized effect that they'll have. So if I'm looking at this, I look at my earnings per share. More earnings per share is not necessarily better because it changes the market share. So if I change the image sensor to be less expensive, yes, my earnings per share go up by 1 cent, but the problem is that my performance quality rating also goes down, and that will affect my market share. And it'll affect my overall profits. So how can I do this? Well, I have to be just cognizant of what I'm doing with each one of these changes. I toggle them up, I toggle them down, and I'm looking for something for nothing. So I'm looking for, is there a place where my performance quality rating will either stay the same or increase, while my earnings per share will either stay the same or increase? So I walk through each of these decisions. Here I've got, there's a difference. Here's a place where I increase my image quality, and my performance quality rating goes up, and my earnings per share also go up, which is a good indication that I'm doing the right thing. So I used to having here a camera house or an image quality in terms of maximum resolution of this, and then I change it, see if I can go up even more. Here I'm going more earnings per share and more performance quality rating. So at what point does it stop? Oh, it stops right about there. I stop having an increase of earnings per share at the same time I have a performance quality rating increase. So that's a really good indication that I am doing the right thing. I'm increasing my PQ while I increase my earnings per share, while I increase my image rating. Let's take a look at some other options here. So I'm not receiving any additional benefit out of that. I can change my camera housing. It increases my PQ, and it doesn't do anything to my earnings per share. All right, if I decrease it, then my performance quality is 4.5. It stays the same. And for camera housing, and my earnings per share go up. There's nothing there. Now models. How many models should I be picking? Well, again, I want the best combination, and it looks like there's a maximum right there. I don't want to change my product R&D expenditures. I like it where it is. Here's my built-in camera. I'm going to look at the effect of changing that. There's no Easter egg there, and no Easter egg there. And here's where, yes, I can increase my earnings per share by 2 cents, but my PQ rating goes down, so I don't like that. So we're going to take a look at each one of these things and determine its effect and whether or not it's a good thing to do or it's getting me further behind. All right, and then you go through and you do this with each one of the pages. And by the end, you should also check, very importantly, that your capability is still roughly equal to the demand. And if it isn't, you're going to have to expand. If it is, then you'll be fine. If you've got a unit shortfall, then that can be really detrimental. And this whole process of finding Easter eggs will not be very good. Now that we've tweaked through each one of those elements, we've realized that we were able to gain a little bit more earnings per share, and the profit and the ending cash has been able to be regulated so that we have a little bit better grasp of where we need to be. This allows our debt to equity to be where it needs to be, our current ratio where it needs to be, and it allows us to, the tweaking procedure allows us to find any of those Easter eggs that might be within Glo-Bus and waiting for us to find. As you can see, it was lucrative for me to go through that, and it would be lucrative for you.
See the link in the description to book a Glo-Bus coach. We made a third and best way to forecast your competitive assumptions. It's available as a free spreadsheet you can download in the description. Completing the Glo-Bus walkthrough in the order presented is best. Click on this video next and don't forget to subscribe.